Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your 2019 year ahead forecast. Thank you for joining me. This is for sun, moon and rising signs. Let's get started. I want to have a look at your oracle cards. What I thought I would do is pull a spirit animal for the year. And this is an energy that you can embody for the year of 2019. Sagittarius, what I pulled for you was Panther Spirit. And I love this one for you because it's all about reclaiming your power. Very much a feeling here of courage. Courage to face challenges. And brave. Being very brave. Taking risks. Stepping into different aspects of your being. Speaking up. Certainly acting with courage. Acting fearlessly. Being very bold, and I love that energy around you. I do feel as your overall energy with the change of seasons, a card of transformation, going through life's ups and downs, development. You'll see in the center the woman standing there surrounded by blowing leaves, flowers, snowflakes. Really, it's an energy here of seasons changing, just as we do. So nothing's ever still, and certainly not us. We're in that constant state of transformation. Even if you have felt overwhelmed over the last few years, Sagittarius, if you can find a few moments to just quietly be when life whirls around us, let the certainty of the cycle of seasons be your grounding force. So I like that. I feel there is change, there's transformation. Throughout, though, I get the sense that you're being braver and more courageous than you have been in the last few years. Or you will be. Now, from the Druid plant oracle, you've pulled the card of the Celtic bean, and this is a really interesting plant because it's about, well, it's often about reincarnation. It's known as the broad bean in some cultures, and it's associated with fertility, growth, reincarnation. Very much an energy here of, well, you know, it really is an energy of something being brought back to life with that reincarnation. So choosing the card may indicate that something that you thought was gone, no longer around, has come back into your life in a new form. So it's interesting. It could be about a relationship that you believed was over. It may be revived, or a project. Really something that you thought was dead, let's just say it, a long time ago, maybe bearing fruit in an unexpected way. Very interesting. Now, what I get is that there is change around this revival. Now, this could just mean you as well, that energy of something being revived in you. So we'll see where this goes. I'm going to leave this as your overall energy here, Sagittarius, and let's get started on your year ahead general forecast. I'm going to be doing the generals here on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing the 12-month in-depth forecasts. And those are going to be on my Vimeo channel. So there's a link below in the descriptions box if you're interested in the in-depth readings. Okay, well, let's take a look first. I've already meditated on your energy here, Sagittarius, so I'm going to cut the cards. And let's focus in on lessons that you've learned in 2018. Let's take a look at what you can expect in 2019. We'll take a look at a challenge that you'll face in 2019. What is your strength in the coming year? How you can harness that power? Let's also have a look and see any lessons that you've learned in 2018, guidance for the year ahead, and let's take a look at your personal theme for the year. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm excited for 2019 for us all, so let's take a look. The Hierophant is your overall. That's interesting because when I think of Sagittarians, and myself included, I don't always think of us as a traditional type of people. But it seems like this is going to be a focus of 2019. Following rules, structure. With this one, it is about maintaining, well, you know, what I'm getting around this is very much an energy of being true to your own beliefs, your own standards. And it will be different for all Sagittarians, of course, but I feel like it is a very spiritual energy of being true to yourself and maintaining boundaries as well when it comes to the people that we associate with. Not letting people in who, I want to say, are not as spiritually lifted as you are feeling in 2019. Very much an energy of you having, you know, I can't help but think, and this is the energy that I'm getting here. For a lot of Sagittarians, the last few years has been a huge learning curve. And at the end of 2018 and going into 2019, it's like you're reaching that epiphany. Becoming more spiritually enlightened and acting in your highest power, your highest, I see this as the highest good. And this is what I'm getting for you. I feel like anything that you do in 2019, any people that you associate with, anything that you engage in the coming year will be for, you're only interested if it's going to be for your highest good and is remaining true to your newfound beliefs. So it's interesting. Let's take a look at the lessons that you've learned last year, well, in 2018. The Ace of Swords. So there's that sword of truth. It's like you've cut through all of the garbage in your life, all of the things that aren't worthy of you, and made a very clear decision to cut those out. Both of these cards speak to me as truth. You acting with your truth. Yeah, I just get this incredible energy of you're not willing to put up with people who are not on the same level spiritually. You don't want to put up with anyone who is going to mess with the things that you've learned, or try to bring you down either back to their level. No, you're not having any part of that. You've cut through, you have, through a process, it hasn't been easy, but through this process you have gained a breakthrough. I get epiphany, I get clarity of mind, clear thought. Wow, let's take a look at what you have in the year ahead. And you have strength. Reclaiming your power. Brave. Courageous. Taking no prisoners. You know, I really feel an energy around you as someone who just is not going to be messed with in 2019. I don't think you can be messed with in 2019 because of what you have learned over the last year or two. I just don't see it happening. I see you as someone who has persevered through the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, and is coming out the other side with bravery, strength, courage, wisdom, higher learning, and also for you, it's like taming that inner beast as well. Any kind of baser instincts that you may have, I feel it's almost like the ego, taming the ego, overcoming the ego. And this is how you're going to act in 2019. I don't think that, it's almost like you're going to be untouchable. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at a challenge that you'll face in 2019. The Knight of Swords. And I don't read any of these in the reverse in the this year ahead summary here. But with the Knight of Swords as a challenge, there's something that you may want to accomplish. The energy around this is not to be too hasty when it comes to making a decision. Slow things down. It seems like you know, or you feel that you know what is right, and so you're going for it, you're acting. It's really, again, I get that take no prisoners energy for you. But as a challenge, it's saying maybe slow down a little. It doesn't have to be fast movement. Very much an energy of slowing your roll here and not being too quick to make decisions. Really, I'd be a little concerned about maybe rushing into something that you feel is right, but the energy around this is hold off. Hold off and observe before making a judgment to rush into anything. Now let's take a look and see what your strength in 2019 will be and how to harness that. The Nine of Cups as a strength. So you're really looking out for what is going to give you happiness, provide that sense of happiness and contentment, success as well. How to harness the Nine of Cups as your strength? Well, I feel that the focus has to be on what makes you happy. I really get a sense here on, you may have put in a lot of energy towards others in the last few years as well, trying to please others. But I think that you've found that to be not a successful mission for you, and it's made you unhappy in the past. So I feel like part of this energy of cutting out in 2018 was cutting out what was not making you happy. So I feel the focus around the new year is on you and your happiness. This is what's going to give you strength, is focusing on this. Okay, let's take a look and see what your advice is. This is lessons that you've learned in 2018. So with the Wheel of Fortune, well, your lesson here is that the wheel, it keeps turning. The last few years you may have been in a downturn, but now I feel in 2019 it's turning around for you and things are starting to move in a more positive direction. So it's recognizing that there's ups and downs, and remember with the change of seasons here, this was also about going through changes, recognizing that life is like the seasons. It is constantly changing, and so is the wheel. life is full of ups and downs, and I feel for you it is a recognition that you're starting to be in an up cycle now, whereas before, in the last few years, it was may have been a down cycle, but it's turning around. It's turning around, and you're starting to feel happy again in 2019. Now let's take a look and see what your guidance is for the year ahead. The High Priestess. So again, look at this. 2 cards of spiritual enlightenment. Gaining that inner wisdom. A higher level of knowledge when it comes to self. And you're really listening to that higher intuition as well. I don't feel, you may have gotten spiritual guidance from others as well, but I feel the majority of you will have done the work on themselves. Especially if I'm talking to females here with the High Priestess. It is a feminine wisdom card, that female intuition. Certainly the focus should be on listening to your gut in 2019, especially when it comes to any kind of action that you're wanting to take quick action on. Listen to your gut. Maintain your own focus on your own happiness, not on making anyone else happy, but what is going to make you happy, Sagittarius. You have the strength, you have the wisdom. Things are starting to turn around for you. You're cutting out what isn't working, what hasn't made you happy. You're reclaiming that spirit, that powerful, courageous Sagittarian spirit of adventure, of newness. And I love that energy. For you with the card of Celtic Bean, it may be with this Wheel of Fortune that something could potentially be coming back around, because it is the card of reincarnation, revival, renewal. So there may be something that is reinventing itself. If I'm talking about a relationship here, it may be the reinvention of a relationship. But I feel for the majority of you, it's about reinventing yourself, and you coming out the other side of the Saturn transit and entering into the Jupiter transit changed for the better, and now in a very powerful position of strength to face whatever challenges life throws at you, with very spiritual energy around you. You know, what I pick up, Sagittarius, is for you, it is about becoming happier because you are letting things go. Decluttering. A decluttering of physical space, a decluttering of the mind as well. You're not letting things get to you as much because they can't get to you. Because you're operating from that higher level of knowing when it comes to yourself, and that you're not defined by others. And I get a very strong energy here of being able to face life's challenges, any ups and downs. And I'm wondering what's being reinvented in your life. Is it you? Is it a relationship? Is it a career? But in any event, you're going into 2019 very much changed by your experiences over the last few years. And you're not willing to compromise your own beliefs. I see that very strongly. But I love this wheel for you. It's recognizing that you really don't have any control over the changes that are happening, but for you, you're letting it. You're letting the changes happen. You're facing changes with courage, with bravery. There's just one red flag here, I would say, is if you're tempted to rush into something too quickly, maybe just hesitate a little, step back, and look at the situation. Because what I get here is that with all of this power coming in for 2019, there may be an energy here of wanting to rush things. So I'm going to do the 12 months reading, the in-depth reading. I'll be pulling out several different cards for each month, going through January through December 2019. So if this is resonating, please join me. The link is below in the descriptions box, and it'll be on my Vimeo channel, so I hope to see you there. If I don't see you there, then I wish you all the best for 2019, and I hope that it is a fantastic year for you. It looks very powerful year for all Sagittarians, so I'm very interested and excited to do the in-depth reading, which I will do next. So wishing you all the best, Sagittarius, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye for now.